Hey guys, so it's been, has it been like 1 or 2 weeks, I think, that you guys have seen one of these style videos from me. And it's not that I haven't wanted to upload it. It's just been kind of like, to be honest, I haven't really been feeling like the most in a way I've been feeling motivated to upload and stuff, but in a way like I've been kind of getting the bare minimum done and then just dealing with other things in my life. And so I just haven't really gotten around to making this one. But this is going to be a continuation of my little embracing myself girl era, my healing journey, whatever you want to call this little series I have going on. And it's about time we talk about this because it's something that I'm continuing to work on and go through in my day-to-day life. It's not something I've put a pause on or I've forgotten about. It is something that I'm actively still working on. I just haven't really shared a lot the past couple weeks with you, but I'm doing it today. I'm ready to do it today. So there has been a lot of updates with me since we last talked in one of these kind of videos. And the biggest is that I went to the doctor and I got a physical and they did a depression screening on me. And they diagnosed me with depressive disorder. Big shocker there, right? No, not to me at least, and anybody who knows me, but they did prescribe me with depressive disorder, and they prescribed me some medication. And at the beginning of this year, I made a resolution to myself. I didn't make many resolutions for myself in the year of 2023. I was planning on making a few as far as my health goes and my fitness goes, but then when my mom passed, I kind of put all that on hold because I had a feeling that this year was going to be challenging for me in a lot of ways, and that has been very true. There is something that happens to you when you lose a parent. And I feel like, and I've talked about this before a little bit, but I think it does provide a lot of context into what I'm going through and stuff. And I'm trying not to get too emotional because this is not a video about being emotional. It's just a video about sharing my story. You kind of revert back to the broken inner child that like you were, I guess, or at least that I was. I felt like when that happened, all the healing work I had done for myself kind of like got shaken up, and I just reverted back to like this broken inner child. And it caused a lot of depression because while I was feeling that broken inner little girl in me again, I also felt that I had done all this work on myself before and that it was down the drain and that I was back to square one. If you watch some other videos I've posted on this, you'll realize I kind of figured out that I was kind of focusing in the wrong direction. I kind of had to switch that up a little bit, and I've been doing that. And basically, I got diagnosed with depressive disorder, and I don't think that's much of a shock to anybody who knows me or at least knows me well. And so I was prescribed. I'm going to be open about this. I know there's so much people have to say about pharmaceuticals, and trust me, because for 33 years, the reason I didn't take any kind of medication for anything is because, like any prescribed medication for anything that, you know, or try to get help from a doctor for the way I've been feeling in my mind or anxiety or whatever before, is because of the way I kind of feel about pharmaceuticals. And I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of big pharma and all of that stuff, okay? I'm just not. I have tried everything in my power to tackle this stuff the holistic way, the natural way, like on my own without the help of a pharmaceutical, okay? And I finally decided that I need to try this. I need to try to see what some sort of medication might be able to do for me. And so that's what I've been doing. I am on day 16, taking 50 milligrams of zoloft a day. And it has been quite the journey so far. I knew that this was not going to be something that happened overnight. These medications don't start to work for you overnight. It's a process, and I knew that going into this process that there could be, it could not work the first time. Like whatever he prescribed me could just not be the right fit. Then I'd have to go back and then switch it up and then go through all the side effects again with a different medication, and then that could potentially not work, and then it could be a guessing game until we get it right for a while. And my doctor told me that up front, but I still decided to proceed and go along with it. I'm on day 16. It hasn't been the easiest journey, and I'm gonna just open up to you about that right now and kind of tell you exactly how it's been. Because I think that this might be able to help people, right? I'm not saying this is and I'm not in this video also saying that like people have to get medication for their mental health problems. There are some people that are able to handle these things and able to correct their whatever chemicals are lacking through exercise, through meditation, through holistic methods. And then there are some people where the deficiency is too much and that they will actually benefit from pharmaceutical help. And I'm starting to believe that I'm one of those people. I guess my journey with it so far, right? The first month, which it hasn't even been a month yet, but the first month on sertraline or zoloft is full of side effects for most people. And I have not been, I've been experiencing a lot, basically. The first thing I would say, like the first few days I was on it, the first maybe week or so I was on it, the nausea was out of this world. I was so nauseous. I had no appetite. Because I had no appetite and I was so nauseous, I was super tired. And it was just really, honestly uncomfortable. I had to push through and still work and still do my thing, but it was pretty hard. The nausea was bad, and it was hard to push through with the nausea, I'm not gonna lie. Then the nausea subsided, and I still felt a little bit tired at times, but then this other side effect that I really wasn't expecting and my doctor didn't really tell me about, I had to do some research on my own and just like to read on some forums and stuff, and actually I realized that a lot of people suffer from this too, is jaw clenching, bruxism, jaw clenching, that kind of a thing. And I'm still experiencing that. Like my jaw is like super tight. When I'm not working, it's a little bit less exacerbated, I guess, but it's definitely very heavily exacerbated by stressful situations. And that being like when I'm at work or whatever, and it's like a busy brunch shift or I'm like stressed, I work in a very stressful environment. So it's exacerbated by that. That's been honestly pretty tough. That's been pretty tough. They say that can go away within like a month or so. So I'm hoping it does, but I'm definitely going to be telling my doctor about it to see, because it might not be the right fit if it doesn't go away, this medicine, because the jaw clenching is like, it's painful. It's like, it makes my jaw sore. And so it makes me not want to talk. It's one of the reasons I haven't been wanting to sit here and film 9 videos in a row like I used to, is because my jaw hurts. Like this is my 4th one I'm filming today, and my jaw is so tight. I'm tired of talking, and it's just a lot. The third side effect. This one is going to be a lot of information for some of you, but I feel like it's necessary to talk about, because I feel like these types of videos could potentially help somebody, right? So I'm open with you guys. I share my experience, and it's part of the journey. This has resolved itself, thankfully, for me. But I had an inability to finish, I guess is the best way to say that, when I'm like pleasuring myself or with somebody else. I had an inability to finish. I had an inability to feel good at the end, if you guys get what I'm saying, with like the most, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube or not, but I had an inability to do that. And let me tell you, that was probably, I read about that, my doctor told me about that, and I was like, well, I really hope that doesn't happen to me. He said I might have a low libido, which honestly, a low libido would not have been the worst side effect for me, because I'm not in a relationship, and that would just, that's cool. Like, I don't need to be out here craving it because I don't have a boyfriend, right? But not being able to come to completion, that was not something I was expecting. And it was something that was very, took me for a loop. And it was very, 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 very frustrating for the time that it lasted. And it lasted for about maybe 4 or 5 days. And then now that has evened out and it's back to normal. But that was bad too. On the positive side, because I feel like it's important to talk about the positives, there is sertraline or zoloft is not only used to treat depressive disorder, but it can be used to treat bipolar disorder, panic attacks, OCD, and anxiety disorder. And as you guys probably know, I suffer from a lot of anxiety. I would describe debilitating anxiety at sometimes, and it's pretty bad at times. And this medication has helped so much with that in such a short amount of time. My mind used to be filled with racing, intrusive thoughts, overthinking, obsessive thoughts, where I just couldn't stop thinking about a person or couldn't stop thinking about a thing, that interfered with my day-to-day life. And those thoughts have subsided so much. Those racing thoughts, like whenever my brain will still want to take me there to that place, but then I'll be like, no, that's unreal. Like, no, like there's a rational side to me that now quickly turns it off and is like, that's not realistic. Like, you're making that up in your head. Like, that's not what happened. Or like, hey, like, stop thinking about this. That's not what's going on. Or that's your anxiety talking, whatever. Like, I'm able to easily turn it off. Like, it'll start, but then it'll like immediately stop. And that's like only like rarely occasionally. But my overthinking, my intrusive thoughts, my whatever, they have died down so much. Now, it hasn't been completely yet, and it hasn't been 100% of the time yet, because I'm still not completely adjusted to this medication. It's gonna be like a while. It hasn't even been a month yet. So there are days when it's harder than others, but the overall picture is that those thoughts are pretty much gone, and I love it. I'm also sleeping a lot better. I'm sleeping really well at night. I take my medication at night and I'm sleeping very soundly. So that's a good benefit to it as well. And one thing I'll say that I'm hoping and looking forward to, is it's the medication. I'm still super tired on it, by the way. I still get like the yawns a lot, and I still get pretty tired on this stuff, but not like where I want to sleep all the time, but it's because I'm like drowsy, you know. One thing I hope is going to start happening, and I'll have to talk to my doctor and see like what's going on with this, is like I still feel like not wanting to leave the house or get out of bed in the morning sometimes. And that is the depression, right? It's like sometimes I'll wake up and be like, yes, let's do this. Let's tackle the day. Like, let's go. Like, it's beautiful outside. It's all these things. And then sometimes I'll wake up and be like, no, you know? And I don't know if that's just like a normal part of life or if that's the depression. I don't know. So I'm gonna wait to see if there's a change in that, or like if I talk to my doctor about it, like see what he says about it. But yeah, that's been something that hasn't really changed. I mean, kind of, but not really. I don't know. So overall, I am happy with my decision to take this medicine, and I hope that the jaw side effects and the fatigue and stuff, I hope that goes away. My doctor, I have an appointment with my doctor on May 25th, and he told me he wanted me to wait until then to come in, and then like we'll talk about everything and adjust medication or whatever if we need to. And he told me that like I really like that I'm gonna experience some things or whatever, and just kind of like make a log of it, and then we'll discuss it when I see him, and we'll adjust as we need. But I'm really happy that I started taking the medication. And if you're feeling like you've tried everything and you're still not seeing any like change in how you feel, it could just be because you have a deficiency of certain chemicals and you're not able to produce enough of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you because of that. Unfortunately, in America, it's not as easy as it sounds to get the help that you need. Just being able to go to the doctor and do this itself was a big thing for me because I had to get health insurance. It is not provided by my job. I didn't have health insurance before this year and before like February. And that was a big thing for me. Getting the health insurance, it cost me like money every month, you know, and so it's a big expense. And but I think that it's necessary for my mental health, and I'm hoping that it's going to be well worth it in the long run. So I'm paying that now per month, and it was not an easy thing for me to do. I had to cut back on some certain things. I got to work a little bit more, you know, to make that happen. But it's what I have to do. And I know that it's not easy for a lot of people, basically, is what I'm saying. So I hope this video doesn't come off as me saying like, oh, well, if you've tried everything, just go to the doctor, because even that can be a huge obstacle in this country. But there are resources for you, you know. There are places, clinics and stuff you can go to, and you can talk with them, and it's honestly a longer process, but do some research, figure out what's out there for you, because there is ways to get help out there. It's a lot easier when you're able to get insurance and just go through a doctor and all of that. Like that way it's a little bit easier, but there are resources available to you if you don't have that. So yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of my story and stuff with you and tell you what I'm kind of doing. My negative thought patterns and my obsessive thoughts and my overthinking and my intrusive thoughts have gone down significantly, like noticeably, and that has been great. And so I'm looking forward to the rest of the benefits that this medication will hopefully provide for me. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on that, but I wanted to share a little bit of an update about what's going on in my life and what I'm doing and my journey, because this has been a big part of my journey. And I'm feeling very proud that I actually took the step and did it. I'm feeling very proud that I actually took the step and did it, because it's not easy to say that you need help, especially for us people that have had to fight all of our lives. Like, we're used to being like superwoman, or like being so self-sufficient and being able to do everything for ourselves. Like, we don't need the help from a pill, like we're good. That's how I was for a very long time. But it feels good to accept that it's okay to not have all the answers, to not be able to do everything yourself, and have to do things for, like, I don't even really know where I'm going this. It's okay to accept the help from something if you need it. And that's been a big challenge for me just in general, accepting help when I need it. So I'm proud of myself for that. And I'm proud of myself for the follow through and going to the doctor and doing the whole thing. I'm very, very, very proud of myself for that. So anyway, yeah, so I'll update you guys again on this journey and what's going on with me and everything else. But yeah, so if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all the things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.